Alright, babies, let's go ahead and start, not start, finish the Algebra 1 mini review, and then we're going to go ahead and start the end of the year assessment practice test, okay? So we're going to be able to go over a little bit of the other one as well. So let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. Alright. So the graph shows the average squirrel population in a city park for the years 1970 to 2000. What are the domain and range? So we need the x's and the y's of the data shown on the graph. I noticed that x would be your years. This is domain. And then this is your range, because those are your y's. All right? All right, so the year starts in 1970, so it's definitely not all real numbers. So I can eliminate A. From, it's got to be greater than 1970 and less than 2000. That is correct. That is correct. Oh, it's definitely not D. It's not 700. All right, so those two are correct. Let's see who has the correct range. So that's correct and that's correct. All right, so the range will start right there. So the range doesn't start at 0. Most definitely not. So the correct answer would be, uh-oh, you couldn't see that. I'm sorry. The correct answer was C. All right. What is the equation of the line with a slope of -2 that passes through the point 4 and -3? All right. So your m equals -2, your x equals 4, your y equals -3. You obviously have it in point slope form, so it would be y plus 3 equals, so we can eliminate a and c, and then -2 x minus 4. So the correct answer was D. All right, the next one. An oil tank contains 100 gallons of oil. When Paul starts to fill it, Paul pumps oil at the rate of 20 gallons per minute. The graph shows the number of minutes Paul pumps oil into the tank and the amount of oil in gallons in the tank. So we got minutes for X and amount of oil over here. Based on the graph, which statement is true? The slope of line of PQ is 20. So this is what I did. I just took those 2 points. I did an X and a Y table. So that was 0. Ooh. I don't have the points over here. Oil tank contains 100. Okay, but it contains 100. An oil tank contains 100 gallons of oil when Paul starts to fill it up. So this is 100. All right. So it will be 0 and 100 and then 20. I am going to assume that this is going to be done by 50s. So that will be 200. That will be 3. That would be 4. And that would be 5. And then I get that the equation equals, when I do my stat and I do my linear regression, it equals 20x plus 100. The slope of the line PQ is 20. Most definitely true. That would be A. If it takes 2 lines to get to 100, it's going to take 2 more lines to get to 200. Hope that makes sense. All right. What is the equation of the line that has a slope of -5 and passes through the y-axis at 2? So it passes through the y-axis at 2. What does that mean? It means that your y-intercept. I'm sorry. Yeah, the y-axis would be your where x equals so it will be 0 and 2. So that means that b equals 2. So what's my equation? Negative 5x plus 2. B. Alright, next one. Rebecca has at most 8 hours to work on her math homework and her history report. The graph shows different combinations of math problems and history report pages she can complete. So number of history pages, number of math problems. Which of these combinations could not be completed in 8 hours? Alright, so let's see. 2 history. These are history. 60 math. 2 and 6. Is that on the region? Yep. Checks off. 4 history. 20 math. Is that in the region? Yep, it checks off. 8 history, 50 math. Is that in the region? Nope. So the correct answer was C. And just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. 14 and 10. That is in the region because it's on top of that line, and that line is full line, not dotted line. All right. George cut a 4-inch rope into 3 pieces. The first piece, all right, so first, 2, and 3. 3 pieces. And the total equals 40. The first piece is 18 inches long. So the first one is 18. The second piece is at least 9 inches long. So it's 9 or higher. But no greater than 15 inches. Which inequality represents the length x of the third piece? Alright, so I would do 2 inequalities. One with the 9 and one with the 15. Alright, because it's got to be greater than x, greater than 9, I'm sorry, but smaller than 15. So I would do one with the 9 and one with the other one. So the first one is 18 plus 9 plus x has to be less than or equal to 40. Cannot be more than 40 because my total would be 40. And then you do your thing and you solve for that and you get that x is less than or equal to 13. And then the second one, that was the first one, and then the second one would be 18 plus 15 plus x is greater than or equal to 40. Sorry. Because that's the maximum. Alright? And then you get that x is greater than or equal to 7. So the correct answer was, and then you just put those two together. This one and this one together. So the correct answer was A. Alright, next one, which is the last page, the last 2. And then we can go ahead and start on the other one. Alright. Which graph represents the inequality? Okay, let's solve for y. To solve for y, we got to take away x and divide by 2. We're not dividing by a negative number, which means that does not change. So it has to be greater than, which means it has to be above it. Alright? So this is below and this is below, so it's not A and it's not B. It is not D because that is only greater than, it's not equal to, so the correct answer was C. Alright, next one. Sorry about that. Hannah has 11.20 in a jar that contains only nickels and dimes. So we're going to say that x equals your nickels and y equals your dimes. Now nickels are 5 cents and dimes are 10 cents. There are 140 coins in the jar. Alright, so that's the first one, the first equation. X plus y equals 140. And then the next one is the one that contains the price, the value of the coins. So that would be 0.5x plus 0.10y has to be equal to 11.20 because that's how much is in the jar. How many dimes are in Hannah's jar? So we're looking for dimes. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for my y. Okay, so after that I would have solved for y and then gone to my y equal to and find the equation of the line. So this is y equals negative s plus 140. And the second one was negative 1/2 x plus 112. You do your thing, find your intersection, and the correct answer was 84. Alright, let's go to the Algebra 1 and of course assessment practice test. This one right here. Alright. We got it, babies. Alright, let's go for it. Anton joined a golf club 2 years ago. He pays an annual membership fee, of $8.95 and a greens fee of $30. Each time he plays a game of golf, the function below can be used to calculate the total yearly golf fee, and then you have your function, where X represents the number of times he played. These are the games. And he played golf during the year. Last year he paid $2,065 as a total golfing fee. Alright, so that would be your Y. So this would be 2065 equals 895 plus 30G. And then after that, you just go to equation solver and you do your thing. That's funny. Alright, so the correct answer was 39 games. Alright, for the function f of x equals 3x plus 2, find x such that f of x equals 14. So in here, y equals 14. And remember, instead of f of x, I'm going to write down the y, 3x plus 2. So you can either plug it in or go to equation solver and go to equation solver and find the value of x, or you can go to the y equal to and find what's paired up with x when y equals 14, and that would be 4. Alright, next one. Find the domain. Domain would be your x's. Yep. From -5 to +3. So the domain consists of input values from -5 to +3. The correct answer was A. Gregory teaches martial arts. He charges a one-time procedure fee of 5 and the cost of the classes is shown below. Let X represent the number of classes and Y represent the cost of classes. Based on this information, what will it cost to take 10 classes? Alright. So I need to add, I would definitely add one more point to this table before I go to Y equal to. And I would have added 0 and 5. Alright. Or you could have gone ahead and take 2 of those points. And go straight to that. Actually, I don't need to add this point. I'm sorry. I do not need to add this. I can just go ahead and do stat with that. Alright, so let's go ahead and do stat. because it has already the cost of the class with the processing fee. Let me clear this up. All right, so I'm going to go to stat. I'm going to write that down: 1, 2, 3, and 4. 15, 27, 39, and 51. Stat 4 all the way down. And I get that y equals 12x plus 3. All right. So what is the cost for 10 classes? Well, just plug in the 10 over here. And that would be 123, but you cannot forget the $5 processing fee. So actually, you really could have done it with the 0 and the 5, and you would have gotten a different slope. So the correct answer was 128. Alright, to solve the equation, I would have just gone straight to equation solver. I would have changed this. Do not mess with your MVP player. That's your MVP. You don't mess with it. You let the calculator do its thing, and the answer was negative 52. Alright, a bookstore sold 18,000 paperbacks one month. This was 10% less than the number of paperbacks the store sold the previous month. The following equation represents the situation where X represents the number of paperbacks sold the previous month. How many paperbacks did the store sell in both the months combined? So we just gotta solve for Y. I'm sorry, not Y, X. We gotta solve for X. Alright. So that would be 0.9 x equals 18,000, or just go straight to equation solver. And when you divide 18,000 by 0.90, you get 38,000. So the correct answer was C. All right, next one. Shader Us charges 20 per day to rent a lounge chair, and 15 per day to rent an umbrella. Dan and Lisa paid a total of 245 to rent a lounge chair and an umbrella each during their vacation. This is where you go at the beach. You need those chairs and that umbrella. Lisa rented the chair and umbrella for 1 day less than Dan. The following equation represents the situation where X represents the number of days Dan rented the lounge chair and umbrella. What is the total amount Dan paid to rent the lounge chair and umbrella during this vacation? Alright. All you got to do again is solve for X. I would definitely just move this one, keep everything the same, and instead of positive 245, I would have put a negative 245. And the correct answer was 140. Alright, do not worry about 8. Let's go to 9. Alright, your daily workout plans involves a total of 40 minutes of running and swimming. You burn 200 calories per minute running and 10 calories per minute swimming. So 20 calories running and 10 calories swimming. Let R be the number of minutes you run. How many calories will you burn in 40-minute workout if you run for 20 minutes? Alright, so the first thing that we need to do is go ahead and come up with the equation. Alright, so I'm going to put C for number of calories. So if you run for 20 minutes, it would be 20R plus the rest that you swam, that you was swimming. You did it for 40 minutes, but you got to take away the ones that you spent running. And then after that, you distribute. Ten times 40 would be 400. This would be 10R, combined like terms. And then plug in the 20. So 10 times 20 plus 400. And that would be 600. All right, which mathematical sentence represents the solution for D in the equation? So you have to solve for D. There you go. So 6E equals EF plus 3D. First thing that I would do is take away EF, so you can get rid of that. So this would be 6E minus EF, and that equals 3D, and then all you got to do is divide by 3. So D equals 6E minus EF divided by 3. So the correct answer is A. This is another thing that they could have done. They could have gone ahead and took the E as a common, as a greatest factor, as a GCF, and then wrote it like that. So make sure that you understand that those two are exactly the same. All right, number 10. The formula for the perimeter P of a rectangle with length L and width W is P equals 2L plus 2W. Which of the following is the formula for the length of the rectangle in terms of the perimeter and width? So it is asking you to solve for L. If you don't have a clue, look at your answers. All right? So P equals 2L plus 2W. The first thing that you need to do is take away those 2W. So P minus 2W equals 2L, and then you have to divide by 2. So L, I'm going to write L first, is P minus 2W divided by 2. So the correct answer was C. Alright, 4x minus 4 is greater than 12. You can eliminate A and B right off the bat. You don't have to solve this. You are not dividing by a negative number, so that stays exactly the same. The symbol stays exactly the same, so the correct answer was C. You don't have to solve it. All right. So hopefully you remember when we did this, we covered the first part, and that was the first problem, and then we covered this front, we covered the back, and then we covered the front, right? And those were my two problems. So the first one was negative 3 less than or equal to negative 2x plus 1. And then cover the front. Negative 2x plus 1 is less than 11. So this would be minus 1 divide by negative 2. And you got to switch that sign instead of greater than. Now it's not going to eat the x. Now it's going to eat the number. And that would be 2. And the next one is minus 1 divide by negative 2. So we're going to switch the sign. Instead of less than, is going to be greater than, and that would be negative 5. Alright, so 2 and negative 5. On 2, I don't know if that's on 2. I don't think it is. I think it's a little bit further. Alright, it's not negative 2, so it's 2 full dotted, yeah, that is on 2. It's just a bad copy, but it is. I'm sorry, guys. Log me out, guys. I'm trying to get in. Alright, so that I can see what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the x. I'm going to put the -5, which is the smallest number, and then the x, and then the 2. Small letter always in the middle. Okay, over here. The x, the crocodile eats the x. And over here, the crocodile eats the number. So this is going to be x less than -5. Less than -5. Oh, this is wrong. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me write it again. Right, -5, x, and 2. It eats the x. It eats the x. And it eats the 2. Now I got it. Alright. So they should be facing the same way. It should be united. It's not going to be this one. And this doesn't even have the right full or empty circles. Alright, so this is going to be x is greater than -5, which is right over here. But x is also less than or equal to 2. So it was letter A. Alright, next one. Alright, Trini's car breaks. This is going to be our last one. Trini's car breaks down on a highway. Trini estimates that she is 20 to 30 miles from the nearest car repair shop. She calls a towing company that charges a fee of $80 plus $3 per mile to tow a car. Alright, so 80 plus 3 per mile. Or X or M. Actually, they're using M. Alright, so it could be 80 plus 3M. And that should be equal to the cost, how much she has to pay. Alright, if Trini uses this towing company, which is the best estimate for the amount of money she will pay for the company to tow her car. Okay, so we got to do it with 20 and we got to do it with 30. Alright, so with 20, it would be 140. And with 30, it would be 170. Alright, so the correct answer would be between 140 and 170. So it was letter C. Alright, guys. This is the last movie of the week. Remember, you need to continue working with this packet as a group. You're welcome to do so. Either today, Wednesday, if you have some time, or tomorrow. Tomorrow, Thursday, most definitely work as a group on this packet. When you finish that, there are plenty of activities that you can do. So make sure that you either do the cans or the if you are done crate. Alright? Guys, have a good one. I will tune in and check up on you. Okay, guys? Love you guys. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.